Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to tell you how it is to be a young mom, and was it difficult for me to switch from being a person with no responsibilities to a person with a lot of responsibilities. Yeah, and why my mom, she wasn't happy about that fact that I got married early. Why I told her 1 month before I actually gave birth about my pregnancy. Yeah, and first time I got pregnant when I was 18 years old, but I gave birth when I was 20 years old. And yes guys, I didn't do a mistake. I'm going to explain you why I'm saying so. So when I was 18, 2 months straight after we started live with my husband, that time he was my boyfriend, I found out that I was pregnant. I started to see changes in my body, my breast got bigger and everything. So I have never ever experienced pregnancies before. So I found everything strange, and I went to my husband and told him about everything, how I was feeling. So because he's 10 years older than me, he guessed that I was probably pregnant, and he took me to a doctor. We were living in Thailand that time, and it was a Thai guy doctor. So this doctor, he was super moody, and he was so impulsive. He was so unfriendly towards I don't know why. Maybe he had problems with foreigners. Maybe he didn't like foreign people in his country. I don't know what was the problem, or maybe it was just his personality, but I was feeling so uncomfortable. And he made a blood test for me, so the blood test showed that I actually was pregnant. So then he checked me with his ultrasound machine, the one that goes on your belly. They rub your belly with this machine, and he didn't say nothing. And on the next machine, he used the one plastic stick. He pushed inside me so strong, and he was just digging me from inside. I was in so much pain, and I told him. He said that he didn't see nothing again. So instead of trying to calm me down, instead of trying to tell me it maybe was an early pregnancy, that's why he couldn't see nothing, he told me that 50% I had a big chance that I had an ectopic pregnancy. And an ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside your womb. So I was 18 years old. All this information just hit me in my face. He also told that I might needed an operation, and in the future I'm more than sure I would struggle with having kids, you know. I heard it when I was 18 years old, guys. I didn't know what to think. I was frustrated and I was scared. And he made another appointment next 2 weeks. So I went home, and his words, they were just circulating in my head again and again. And I didn't know what to think. So my husband, he saw it. He tried to cheer me up, so he invited me to an amusement park. And I don't know what I was thinking about, but I went there just with the hope that I am going to change my mood towards the situation, and maybe even that was the reason why everything happened. But I went to this amusement park. We tried every damn slide, and there was an American slide, and we had a great time. The next week I removed my wisdom tooth, and of course I informed my dentist about my pregnancy situation, and dentist told me that it was okay. He prescribed me non-harmful pills, so that couldn't be the reason. But the next week I woke up in a blood pool. I woke up and I saw blood all over me, all around. So we rushed emergency to see the doctor, and it was the same moody as doctor. So he told me that I just had a miscarriage, and he started again promoting his surgery. He told me that I needed, more than likely he would need to do surgery, and maybe more than likely I would have a lot of problems in the future. So I just had a miscarriage, and this dude was telling me this. I mean, I was already sad and frustrated, and then here he came with his operation promotion. And honestly, miscarriage was very hard to me because I already planned in my head everything, how I would give birth, and like how I would name my kids, if it would be a boy or if it would be a girl. So everything just ruined in one moment. And I know maybe my husband, he wasn't looking at that situation like I just lost a baby, because I had several weeks and maybe nothing developed towards in there, but I was very emotional because I felt like I really lost somebody, you know. And yes, he tried to cheer me up, but I wasn't thinking like he was feeling my pain. And then this doctor with his scary stories again. So he made another appointment. He gave me 1 month, and he prescribed some birth control pills. Like, I mean, if everything was so difficult with my situation, why he only prescribed me only birth control pills and to stay far from pregnancy for at least 6 months? So I went home, and this month I wasn't myself. I was thinking a lot. I was sad. I didn't want to leave, guys. And I was counting to that next appointment because that guy promised me some surgery, like what he told. I know. So next time we went, 1 month passed. So we went back to the hospital, and that time it was one lady. And that moody doctor, probably he gone on vacation, so he wasn't there. So the woman doctor, she checked me and she said that I was perfectly okay. When I told her about an operation, she was surprised. She told me that operation wasn't really needed, because in my case, and they do it only when it's emergency, and miscarriages, they happen, and 15–20% of pregnancies, they actually end up with miscarriages. So that is quite common situation, and a lot of women, they went through it. A lot of women, they will go through it, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of helped me to come back to the reality. And this woman, she really cheered me up. So I went back home. I remember I found one article about one celebrity. She was talking about how she had a miscarriage before she actually gave birth to her kids. It gave me a chance that I can actually become a mom in the future. Yeah, and I promise myself, try to forget the situation, try to move on, try to get some rest, and try to go for another pregnancy, you know. And next 6 months we moved to Vietnam with my husband. He had another big opportunity, bigger than in Thailand, so we moved to Vietnam, and we were living our normal life. We were enjoying life, and then we were sitting down talking about everything, and we came to the conclusion that everything what happens is for the better, because if I would give birth in Thailand, we would have a lot of problems with documents, because I was illegal. I overstayed on a tourist visa for a year, I think, and the football club, they didn't want to provide papers for players, I mean visas and stuff. So Thailand actually banned me from coming to the country for 3 years. Yeah, I was a legal criminal, swaggy, yeah. And I have no idea if I would give birth there, how we would even make a birth paper for a baby, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, maybe it wasn't the time, and God had his own plan for us. And in Vietnam, we were just enjoying life and trying to move on. And 1 year after, I found out that I was pregnant again, and it was my second pregnancy. I was so careful with it. Like the first trimester, I was just literally sitting down, rubbing my belly. All those 3 months, first 3 months, I was just taking my pregnancy very easy and gentle. That's how I was afraid of miscarriage. It was such a blessing. It was a natural birth. I had contractions for 10 or more hours, but at the end of everything, I knew that I became a mom, and I was holding my baby, my newborn baby, and I was holding a newborn baby in general for the first time, because I've never done it before. I mean, I had one Vietnamese friend. She gave birth 1 month earlier than me. I think only she gave me to hold her baby, but other than that, I didn't even know how to hold the baby. I had big cousins, but they wouldn't trust me with their kids because I was a teenager. So in Russia, they don't give babies to babies. So I didn't know nothing about kids. I didn't know nothing about how to take care of them. And we even needed to invite one Vietnamese nurse. She would come first 3 weeks. She would come and bathe the baby and sanitize the baby navel, because I didn't know how to do it. I was afraid to touch my baby. And after 3 weeks, I kind of got familiar with the babies, how to take care of them, and I actually picked it up really quick. So after 3 months, I didn't need nobody, and I was doing everything on my own. But guys, when I gave birth to my son, my world changed, and I understood that there is no more me and my husband, and we have somebody who is more important than we, you know what I'm saying? And it's a huge responsibility. You can't just walk out, you know? And I remember how tired I was. I could just sit down and fall asleep. My husband, he had no free time, but he would still help me in the night, because, you know, babies, they cry in the night and they cry regular. So he would help me. He did a lot, and he was working. Let's talk about my mom. So she wasn't really happy about me getting married at 19 years old, because after miscarriage we got married. Then I got pregnant again and gave birth. So she wasn't so happy, because she was thinking I was quite young for marriage, and she wanted me to enjoy my you know, single life more, fast life more. But I wasn't really interested in that lifestyle, I can't say so. I never liked clubs, and I never liked noisy companies and getting drunk. Yeah, that wasn't me. That's why I think marriage actually worked for me. Yeah. And also my mom, she was worrying about me with a baby, and she couldn't come and physically help me because she actually was working. And I think it's really, really important, especially for young women without experience, to have somebody by their sides in terms of family, especially their own mothers, to help them, because they are older than them and they know better. They can pass the experience, and I didn't have nobody really to pass me this experience, so I had to learn everything from my mistakes. And my mom, I think that time she wouldn't call me. She would just text me sometimes, but our relationships wasn't the best. That's why probably I told her 1 month before I actually gave birth about my pregnancy. I was afraid to tell her. I don't know why. I was still big girl, but I don't know. I was feeling uncomfortable when I told her about my early pregnancy, and she doesn't know nothing about miscarriage. Yeah, I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her about what I went through. Yeah, and I remember my Vietnamese friend, she gave birth 1 month earlier than me. She had family by her side, and I remember how I was jealous because her mom helped her a lot. Yes, I could hire somebody, of course, but when you hire people, they do it for the money, you know what I'm saying? They don't do it for you just because they love you and, you know, your family, like family, they do it for you. And you feel much more safer with your family by your side. And also, it's very important to have somebody who you can share your thoughts with, because being all day long with your baby one-on-one, you know, it drives women crazy, and it's such a mental games, you know what I'm saying? You need somebody 24/7 with you to support you, even those first 3 months. Of course, you have your husband, but he can't really help you because he has to work, he has to provide. And if you have a woman by your side who you really trust, who you can talk to, it's amazing, because it actually helps you to go through easier. And because I didn't have nobody to pass me an experience, I had a lot of problems with my breast because I was breastfeeding. I had a lot of milk, so I had caked breast. If you guys know, when milk stocks in your breast can't come out, it happens. So you can catch an infection, and the worst case, they sometimes even amputate breasts if the situation really bad. So I remember I was standing under the shower crying so loud, my breast was tough like stone. Tried to massage it, but I couldn't help it. Then I had to go to the hospital. Nurses, they would sort out me, and that's how hard I learned from my hard mistakes, because I wish somebody would tell me on regular, pump it, and I would avoid more likely that situation. But now when people say, give me an advice, give me an advice how I am going to be a fresh mommy, I always say, yo, pump your breast. That's the only advice I could give, because that's the hardest mistake I learned from maternity, you know. Then I got pregnant again 1 year straight after I gave birth to my first son. I was still breastfeeding, so somebody told me that it is okay not to use a protection when you breastfeed, because actually you're not gonna get pregnant while you're breastfeeding. But guys, it's a damn lie. That's how I got pregnant again. And I never had a question to keep baby or to not keep. I knew deep down, I knew that I was about to give birth again, and it wasn't a question. I was, of course, frustrated, and I was exhausted from my firstborn. I had no help in a foreign country, like I told you, so I ended up getting nanny because I couldn't help really myself with a big belly. I only had nanny when I was, I think, in a third trimester. Yeah, when I was from 7 months till I gave birth, I had a nanny because I just simply couldn't bend down and beard my son. That's why I got a nanny. But if I would feel comfortable with doing everything, I wouldn't have a nanny. Thanks God, my second son, he was very calm, and I didn't really have a lot of problems with him. I remember I even got a lot of sleep. I mean, he wasn't bothering me at all, and plus I was quite mature already. I knew what to do, and it went very easy. And now I look at my boys and I am so proud of my job. I'm so proud of all my work, and I see the results, and I know I did not waste my time. I put the work in a right place, and I am very happy. And if you found out that you're pregnant and you're young, don't be ashamed, because really and truly it's not a big business, it's only your business. And I truly believe that if you have an opportunity to keep a baby, you need to keep the baby, because a lot of women, they can't have kids. Of course, if it is a dead-end situation, sometimes we have no choice, but like I tell you, if it's not a dead-end situation, don't throw away a baby, okay? And make sure your family can support you and help you. That way you're gonna go through so much easier. And of course, being a young mom, you have to understand that the life is not anymore only about you. The life is about your baby now, about your family, about your husband. It's not only up to you anymore. It's a hard journey. Nothing is easy, nothing comes easy, and you have to put in a really hard work, but it's an amazing journey. At the end of the day, like I told you, you see the result and your heart just celebrates, okay? If you are happy, if you have a nice father for your kid, it's a double blessing, because actually a lot of women, they don't have nobody by their side and they raise kids alone, okay? Hope you enjoy my video. Like, subscribe and share. Take care of yourself. Bye.